Okay, The Big Year is directed by David Frankel, who is most well known for directing Marley and Me and The Devil Wears Prada. And what this is about is three men at sort of three different periods in their life who are obsessed with bird watching or birding, known in the community, quite strictly known in the community. Brad is played by Jack Black, and he is kind of a drifter. He sort of, he can't commit to anything in his life. He's divorced, lives with his parents, and quit grad school, but he wants to take on this thing called the Big Year, where you try and see as many birds as you can, and it's known by an honor system where the other birding people just take your word for it that you're not lying and saying you've seen more than you say you are. Kenny is played by Owen Wilson, and he's kind of the what would you say, the Kobe Bryant of bird watching. He so far has the record, and he's trying to beat his own record this year. And Stu is Steve Martin, who plays a giant, rich CEO who is at that period in his life where he just wants to do the things he's always wanted to do. Him and Jack Black kind of grow a little bromance as they sort of run into each other on the birding road. And they're both together trying to sort of outdo Owen Wilson's character. While dealing with the things in their lives. I felt like this movie was all right. It's very harmless. I don't exactly know who this movie was made for, what demographic this is for. Maybe old people?
Somewhere in the middle.
I'm not sure. It's very kind of a Hallmark movie, I think. It has a very kind of doughy, white, dorky sensibility about it. It sort of reminded me of Larry Crown in that sense, where nobody in the movie acts like an actual human being. And it's completely without edge. I feel like I kind of like movies like this where they take a close-up look at a society that is generally ignored. Like something like Sideways, where I don't really care about wine, but they make you sort of interested in that subculture. I feel like somebody like Alexander Payne or even Frank Oz, somebody who's a little bit edgier, someone who maybe has a slightly darker sense of humor, could have brought something more to this movie. But as it stands, it's fine. It'll sufficiently entertain you for the 2 hours. But it's kind of forgettable, light and fluffy, and like I said, so everyone's just a little over-mannered and a little caricature-ish. But we don't get to see Steve Martin in movies all that much anymore, so I don't know why he's so picky with the scripts, but then is only in movies like this and Pink Panther. Yeah. So I don't know. I give it a C-.
C-? Nice. Well, I did like it a wee bit better than you. I actually gave this one a B+.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
A lot bit better than me.
I think I went into this with the right mindset of Wes Anderson would have rocked this, but since he's not involved, I'm just going to have to accept it for what it is.
Yeah.
I think Jack Black did a pretty...
So I think we both agree, before you go into your review, that it's lacking in direction.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely needed somebody else to do this. I don't think a Marley and Me guy was... it's got that right sense, like there's this family kind of, what comes first, prioritize your life thing going on in the background, but I think the meat of this movie is the actual bird watching community, and he kind of blows that part off a little bit too much. I liked Jack Black in this. I thought he was doing the best acting he's done in a long time. He wasn't his crazy usual guy. I thought this was him actually attempting at something. It still wasn't great, but it wasn't. But I also agree with you. Steve Martin is clearly clinging on to relevance. The guy writes and does his own stuff like Shop Girl and stuff, which is fantastic. And then all of a sudden, you said Pink Panther 2 comes out and you go, what? Okay. Pink Panther 3.5 is probably on its way.
I just think Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, and I think like Three Amigos. It's like, where did that Steve Martin go?
That guy's fantastic. I miss him. I liked Owen as this kind of pseudo-antagonist. I thought he actually pulled it off pretty well, because it wasn't like, I'm a bad guy. I'm just a guy that can't be the good guy in this, because Jack Black and stuff.
The movie does a fairly good job at showing all the perspectives.
Yeah, I think it develops characters fine. It's advertised as a comedy, but it's not that funny.
No, but it's not sad either.
Yeah, it's not sad. And there's just a lot of And I don't know, the predictability of it all, like, you know, Jack Black just has to find a girl and just has to be the random nerdy girl in the back of the Bird Society.
Oh, yeah, played by Rashida Jones.
Yeah.
So Rashida Jones is doing weird bird noises throughout this thing.
Yeah.
Rashida, not a good look. Not a good look.
We'll stick to your better stuff. But yeah, I still enjoyed it a lot for some reason. So, I mean, I've got all this critique about it, but I still liked it, and I still,
like I said, I think,
still want other people to go see it. So I'm going to give it a good review because I would recommend it to people, especially the older generation.
yeah, I think it's definitely, I think if there is a demographic, it's 40 plus.
Yeah.
And that's fine. They don't really make movies for the demographic anymore, so that's good. And like I said, it's harmless. I almost feel bad picking on it because, like, you know, it's not really aiming for a lot, but it's I don't know. It was just so dorky.